Young and the Restless early spoilers August 18th to 22nd. Billy's betrayal sparks chaos and Victor's explosive reaction. As we always do on early edition day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week, then we're going to dive into what's ahead next week. On Wednesday, August 13th, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, talk about Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. They discuss aligning with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Billy Abbott. Adam says all of them dislike Victor and want Chancellor. Then Victor joins the conversation. He says Phyllis is a shark. Nick defends her, saying she wouldn't hurt Summer Newman, Alison Lanier, who is part of Jabot because of Marchetti. Victor Newman's vendetta. Family drama intensifies. Victor blames Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and says that Kyle tricked Summer into bringing Marchetti into Jabot. Nick says that's not how it happened. Victor thinks the Abbotts have brainwashed Nick. Victor rants about Kyle. Adam says this is enough and suggests they focus on Kane. Victor tells Adam to run the Dumas Kane story at Newman Media. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, comes in and kicks her brothers out so she can talk to Victor. She calls her dad low for using Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, to try and split Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, and Kyle. Victoria says this is just like what Victor kept doing with all her relationships over the years. Victor, of course, is unapologetic. He says he doesn't want Kyle Abbott to break Claire's heart. Victoria says Victor Newman is the one breaking Claire's heart, not Kyle. She says her dad is poisoned by his bad history with the Abbotts. She begs him to stop this vendetta against Kyle before he loses Claire forever. Victor sighs and hugs Victoria. However, he doesn't promise to stop. So we'll see what happens. Young and the Restless. Billy Abbott plots and Jack Abbott's warnings. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, meets with Kane. Kane says he's not a threat to Jack Abbott. He feels really bad about what Carter did in France. Jack wants to know Kane's intentions. Kane asks Jack about buying him out of Abbottcom. Kane says it's a good investment. Jack refuses to do any transactions with Kane. He tells Kane to just leave town. Of course, Kane refuses. He says he is going to be working with Billy. Jack says all this plotting won't help Kane win back Lily Abbott, Crystal Khalil. This really ticks Kane off. He snaps that he is not leaving Genoa City. Jack Abbott advises Kane to be careful about all the enemies he's making and ends the conversation. Sally Spectra's warning and Abbott family tensions. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, talks to a stressed-out Billy. Billy is very worried about Kane going after Jabot. Sally warns him that these games he's playing will make the Abbott family see Billy as a betrayer. Billy thinks he can get Chancellor back without using Kane. At the same time, Billy says Jack wants him to work with Kane and basically be a spy. Sally thinks all this is a bad idea. Billy is very annoyed that his mom, Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, is on Kane's side. He tells Sally again, if I get Chancellor back, you can run Abbottcom. Sally isn't impressed by Billy leaving her dangling like that, so he relents. Billy agrees that Sally can go ahead and run Abbottcom from the start. Jabot war looms. Newman Media vs. Abbottcom. She wants to start out with the Dumas Kane reveal, so it's going to be very interesting to see if Abbottcom breaks the story or Newman Media is first. That will set off a little war between them. Jack tells Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, they need to prepare for war with Kane. Jack is very worried. He thinks it's super risky to rely on Billy as a spy, fearing Billy may turn around and betray the family. Jack thinks if Kane can't get Lily to love him, Kane may burn everything down and make everybody hate him. That sounds kind of accurate. Young and the Restless spoilers. Newman brothers clash with Billy. Nick goes with Adam to the coffee shop. They talk about why Victoria was there. They know it's about Victor targeting Kyle. Nick and Adam laugh because their dad has interfered in all their relationships. It's sort of a Newman rite of passage. Billy shows up. Adam asks why he's even working with Kane. Billy asks why they care. Nick says a lot of other people think Billy's stupid, but Nick doesn't. He's just wondering why Billy is in with Kane. The three guys bicker. Billy reminds them their dad Victor embarrassed him and snatched Chancellor as a gift for Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott. He makes it clear he wants it back. Nick gets mad and physically threatens Billy on Young and the Restless. Adam says Billy isn't worth it. Billy says he is worth it because Victor keeps failing to knock him down. Billy calls them bullies. He promises Victor will have nothing left once he's done with their dad. Billy leaves. Nick thanks Adam for talking him down. They have their confirmation that Kane and Billy are working together. Kane calls Lily Abbott to say he's sorry he missed her. He thinks they need to get together and talk. Victor Newman's plot deepens. Nick joins the fray. On Thursday, August 14th, Nick is all in on Victor's plot to take down an enemy. Obviously, it's Kane and Billy. Nick is done playing nice after this. Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziade, confides in his dad, Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, that he's got growing feelings for Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks. It's shifting from friendship to something more on Young and the Restless. Christine Williams, Laura Lee Bell, needs a favor from Lauren Fenmore, Tracy Bregman. It's probably wedding-related. Maybe maid of honor or a dress or both. On Friday, August 15th, we wrap up the week with Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, seeing another side to Nick Newman. He's been a lot more volatile and kind of violent lately. Maybe Sharon will find it hot. I certainly do. Aggressive Nick is a very sexy Nick to me. Victoria Newman gets a visit at the tack house from Billy Abbott. I'm sure he's there to warn her he's about to go to war with Victor. Kane makes a vow to Lily Abbott. I wonder if Kane's going to promise Lily she can trust him. They're talking on his train car that just arrived in town. Adam is done being patient when it comes to Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, being loyal to Billy. And Adam is over it after that nasty run-in with Billy, who made it very clear he's conspiring with Kane to come after all of them. Adam is going to push Chelsea to side with the family. Nick and Sharon cross paths with Chelsea and Adam this week at Crimson Lights. The brothers are on the same page. Sharon is probably right there with them. I wonder if Chelsea is going to get on board as well. Y&R spoilers. Christine and Danny's wedding plans. For the week of August 18th through the 22nd, Christine planning for her and Danny's nuptials. I doubt that Christine and Danny will have a long engagement. They should be getting married here within the next month or two. I hope she's arranging for security because Phyllis may show up and cause trouble. Christine is already anticipating it. Lily moves forward with her plot to con Kane. Victor suggested she stick close to him. That's what she's doing. It's kind of funny that Victor has Lily spying and Jack has Billy spying. I don't think Jack and Victor are going to get what they want out of this. Billy is supposed to be this inside man corridors of Genoa City power. Betrayal is never just a mistake. It's a weapon. And this week, The Young and the Restless is setting the stage for one of its most volatile explosions yet. Billy Abbott's latest betrayal doesn't just shake up Chancellor Winters. It ignites a corporate and emotional firestorm that draws in Victor Newman himself, the one man no one dares cross. It all begins innocently enough. Or so Billy thinks. Determined to prove himself as more than just the reckless Abbott, he makes a bold move behind the scenes at Chancellor Winters, one meant to give him an edge and prove his business instincts aren't as impulsive as everyone believes. But in true Billy fashion, good intentions lead straight to disaster. The betrayal unfolds. Billy's downfall starts when he secretly leaks confidential company information to an investor he believes can help stabilize the firm's stock value. He convinces himself it's a strategic play, a way to outsmart Devon and Lily, who've both begun questioning his commitment. But the investor has other plans. Within days, the leak turns into a public scandal, and Chancellor Winters is thrown into chaos. Devon is furious. Lily, who has tried so hard to keep the company and her family intact, feels utterly blindsided. "You always do this, Billy," she snaps during a tense confrontation in her office. "You act first, apologize later, and expect everyone to forgive you because you meant well." For once, Billy doesn't have a comeback. The guilt is written all over his face. He wanted redemption, not ruin. But before he can explain himself, the fallout spreads beyond the company walls, straight to Newman Enterprises. Victor Newman enters the battlefield. The moment Victor Newman gets wind of Billy's blunder, the air in his office practically sizzles with fury. The mustache sees opportunity in chaos, and this time, he's not in the mood for diplomacy. Billy Abbott, Victor growls to Victoria, has once again proven he's a liability to every business he touches. "You tell me, why should I sit back and watch him drag Lily and Chancellor Winters down when that mess could benefit us?" Victoria, torn between her lingering affection for Billy and her loyalty to her father, warns him not to exploit the situation. But Victor smirks. "My dear, business isn't about sympathy. It's about strength. And right now, Chancellor Winters is weak. Within hours, Victor launches a strategic assault, quietly acquiring shares and pulling strings to position Newman Enterprises as a potential savior, or vulture, ready to swoop in and seize control. The chaos spreads. The corporate turmoil ripples through Genoa City like a storm. Jill Abbott, ever the formidable matriarch, storms back into town to assess the damage. Her entrance into the Chancellor Winter's offices is nothing short of cinematic. "Billy," she hisses, "what have you done this time?" Billy tries to defend himself, but Jill cuts him off. "You've handed Victor Newman ammunition. Do you have any idea what he's capable of when he smells blood in the water?" Lily's anger turns icy. Devon begins reaching out to legal counsel. And as Chancellor Winter's board scrambles to contain the disaster, whispers begin that Billy might be forced out, this time for good. But chaos has a way of exposing truths, and when Victor's maneuvers begin to surface, it becomes clear that Billy isn't the only one playing a dangerous game. Victor's explosive reaction. When Billy confronts Victor face to face, it's a clash of titans. One driven by guilt, the other by power. "You used my mistake to tear down an entire company," Billy accuses, pacing in Victor's office. Victor leans back, his voice calm but lethal. "You did that all by yourself, boy. I merely ensured the fallout worked to my advantage. If you're looking for someone to blame, look in the mirror." The confrontation escalates, and Billy loses control, slamming his fist on Victor's desk. "You ruin lives just to prove you can win. That's not business. It's destruction." Victor's eyes narrow. "No, Billy. It's survival. Something you've never learned." The argument ends with Victor issuing a chilling warning. "Stay out of my way, or the next thing I take won't just be your job, it'll be your family's legacy." Lily's breaking point. Meanwhile, Lily reaches her breaking point. For months, she's tried to balance professionalism with compassion, but Billy's betrayal pushes her past forgiveness. Her scene with him at Crimson Lights is gut-wrenching. "Do you even understand what you've cost us?" she asks, her voice trembling. "Devon doesn't trust me," Jill's furious, "and the company my father built is hanging by a thread. You were supposed to be my partner, Billy. But all I ever get is chaos." Billy's reply is raw and honest. "I just wanted to prove I could do something right." Lily shakes her head. "The problem is, Billy, you always think your next move will fix everything. But all it ever does is break more pieces." It's a quiet, devastating goodbye. One that suggests Billy might finally lose Lily for good. Jill's ultimatum and Victor's next move. As Chancellor Winters teeters, Jill issues an ultimatum. Either Billy steps down voluntarily or she'll remove him herself. "You're an Abbott," she tells him, her tone softer now but no less firm. "And that means you fight for family, not against it. Prove you still remember who you are." At the same time, Victor isn't done scheming. He invites Devon and Lily to the Newman Ranch for a private meeting, pitching himself as their only lifeline. "I can stabilize your company," he promises smoothly. "All I ask is control." Devon's eyes narrow. He knows a trap when he hears one, but Lily hesitates. Victor Newman's deals always come at a price. Yet right now, the company is bleeding. And somewhere in the background, Victoria watches her father with a calculating expression. She knows he's using Billy's downfall to strengthen Newman's empire. But she also knows Victor's greed could undo everything they've built. The cliffhanger. By week's end, the situation reaches a boiling point. Billy, refusing to accept defeat, teams up with an unlikely ally, Adam Newman. The two share a bitter history, but their mutual resentment of Victor may be enough to unite them. "We both know what it's like to be underestimated by him," Billy says, his voice steady. "So what do you say, Adam? You want to finally beat Victor at his own game?"